Coming to you live from the beautiful island of Puerto Rico. I'm your host, Joe Compton, and welcome to another episode of This Week in Indies. That's right, I am live at the Puerto Rico Comic Con, and you're going to get a glimpse of what I've experienced over the past few days, live and in person. You'll get to see all the spectacle as we'll roam around and take a look at what's going on at the con. Plus, we'll sit down with some familiar faces that you might recognize. All that, plus we have another great indie connection from CL Cannon, as she gives us indie books that are similar to that of The Giver by Lois Lowry. So sit back, relax, and get ready to enjoy some sunshine on this beautiful, beautiful day on this beautiful, beautiful island. So grab a cup of coffee and let's get to chatting about all this and more on This Week in Indies with your host, me, Joe Compton. Hola, ¿cómo está? Welcome everybody to Puerto Rico and the Puerto Rico Comic Con. I am Joe Compton. This is Going In Now. This is This Week in Indies, and I'm live. I had to literally walk out of the exhibit hall to come into the hallway. I'm in the middle of the con hallway, basically. And I apologize for the noise. It's super loud here. There's a lot of people. And we'll go over to JD, and hopefully by me starting this and getting connected, it'll stay connected. If I lose you throughout, just stay patient. I will try and keep connected as long as I possibly can throughout this thing. But it's a big concrete jungle in there, so it's very difficult to keep internet going. Even on Wi-Fi, it has just been, it was a very difficult task. As you know, you've all been sitting here so patiently for 18, 19 minutes, and I really appreciate it. Yes, finally. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Madeline. Hi, Tiffany. Nice to see you all, and I hope more people come and check it out and come and hang out with us. If you all could do me a favor and just share this and make sure people can see that I am live and I am here. But welcome to Puerto Rico, everybody. The third day of a wonderful, wonderful con. It is been beautiful. It is beautiful outside for the first time since I've been here. No rain. It's been monsooning and pouring, but it's still been very hot. But that's tropical climate for you. But I mean, this has just been one heck of an experience. I'm sure a lot of you have already saw my lives for the last couple days of being here, and it's fantastic. It is, the crowd is just as big as it's been. Yesterday was absolutely insane in terms of crowd, but this is a little bigger than even Friday, I think. You know, it is Easter Sunday here, which is a very important holiday to the Puerto Rican folks and a lot of people out there who are watching as well. So happy Easter to those of you who do celebrate it. And yeah, so feel free to ask any questions that you might have. In the meantime, I'll take you guys on a tour. Hopefully I can flip the camera here. I will do my best to do that. So you won't see my face here for a little bit. You're going to see a bunch of people and a bunch of stuff as I walk through the hall. We'll see if that holds up. And like I said, you just have to be patient as we flip over. Everybody. All right. That was not actually the internet. That was my dumbness trying to get the camera to flip. And I took us all the way out of the screen, so I apologize for the delay there, everybody. But we're back, and you can see the wonderful people of Puerto Rico and this wonderful con. Let's take a walk out and journey through. This is the exhibit hall. This is the thing. You're going to have to forgive me if it's really loud. I have no control over that, obviously. I'll just tell, 40,000 people to shut the heck up. Well, probably not 40, probably more like 11 or 12,000 people to shut the heck up, but they're not going to listen to me. So everybody here has been killing it. It's been very, very good. You'll see a lot of video that I took talking to the authors directly and specifically, and they all were very impressed with how all right. This is where JD is at the end of this hole, but so I couldn't get in. As soon as I got to his corner, I conked out, but I brought him to you all. Here he is,
There's
everybody.
so much energy in my corner that the signal gets blocked.
So JD Estrada, everybody.
How you doing, guys? We're having a lot of fun. I still have my voice. I don't know how the hell I have that. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff to see here. People go like, oh, so what is there to do at Puerto Rico Comic Con? There's a lot to do. There's a lot of freebies. There's boba tea, Japanese candies. There's artwork from local artists that are awesome. I don't know how many new authors that I know from the community have come here, and it's just good vibes all around. And I got this guy here.
Everybody saying hello.
Hi, Tiffany. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Madeline. Hi, Vanessa again. Hi, Andy. How you doing? See, I did tell him hi before this live, Andy, by the way. What has been both of your favorite things thus far? Okay, apart from the food, and apart from your company.
Yeah, those are the two best things to be quite. Actually, you know what? Meeting new artists and finding out that there is more than just books and anime here. There is
Funko. It's not just that. There's so much.
There's film guys here that I'm going to talk to a little bit later that I was really excited to find out about yesterday. I talked to a bunch of comic book creators. I've talked to a metal band here today. So, so there's a lot going on here. And I think that has been the coolest thing is that there's so much, and the people here, the passion just oozes energy.
For me, favorite part, there's several things. I've seen kids grow up, and I saw them when they were in their teens, and now they're in college about to graduate. That's always heartwarming. I found out that a fellow author that's sitting across from me, I actually bought her book, and she went like, you know what? You know why I wrote this book? And I'm like, why? Because I came to your booth about 5 years ago, and you were like, do it, and I did it. And I was like trying not to choke up. That's been a really high point, and just seeing so many wonderful people that I love so much.
There is no real panels for authors here, Madeline. They've done sponsored Q&A panels with the guests here,
but you can all ask and harass and insist, and I'll happily guide you.
Yeah, the panels are kind of far in between, and they're kind of sponsored, so they have certain things that they've been talking about, which has been really fascinating. And because 90% of it is in Spanish, I've comprehended about 80% of it. But I have been like I was saying yesterday on my live with the film guys, listening to the Chono guy talk yesterday, which I found out JD was there and he couldn't find me.
But I was the loudest one. If you see any video there, the loud guy, that was me. Because I grew up watching that guy. He's a local legend, a comedy legend. His name is Sunshine Logroño. And just to see, it's like out of the blue. It's like nostalgia B-movie horror comedy route.
Yeah, it was very, very entertaining. The cast was very funny. I mean, I got a lot of that from just watching how they interact with one another and everything. So that was really amazing. And it's just been a wonderful, wonderful experience in that respect. Madeline says, do you have any new ideas inspired by this?
I always get ideas, and actually talking with someone else, they had an idea for a project, and I gave her a couple, and she's like, oh, this one's cool. I'm not so sure about that one. And I'm like, if you're going to leave it, I'm going to take it. And she's like, go for it. And I'm like, I'm going to take it. So I might have another damn idea for another book. I got 21 books, and people are like, you got all these books? And it's like, yeah. Do you sleep? And I'm like, eventually.
I as well have come up with a couple ideas while I've been here, actually. I wrote down one last night that came to me, so I was real excited about that.
Today's sunshine.
Yeah, I was telling everybody, it's been monsooning.
But even with the monsoon, people are like, they're down to clown, and they're gonna come rain or shine. They don't care.
Yeah. And I have to say too, on the first day I was here at the con, I got to meet one of JD's brothers and a couple of his nephews, which was really cool.
Yeah.
I always love that personal connection. That's really cool.
And we took him to our favorite Mexican restaurant, and there was a lot of oohs and ahs, and I was like, best margaritas in Puerto Rico, and maybe
of all time, probably.
Dude, it's a place called Frida.
It's fantastic. It was this quaint little family place that I thought was really awesome. And we're probably going back there tonight.
Yeah, so we need another margarita. It's for my throat.
But how have you done so far? Give everybody a sense. You know, I was talking to Dave about this in terms of, because Dave, you'll meet Dave on when I post videos. But Dave is a comic book writer / author who is American, and he does everything in English here. And so I asked him for all of our audience what it's like for an English-speaking person to be here. What would your advice be to somebody who is English-speaking primarily to come here?
If you're English-speaking primarily, my main thing is don't have just one book. You have to have a little bit of variety and offer people something new. I've met so many people at Multiverse, I don't know how many others I've seen that have like 10 plus titles. I think that's a good idea. I'm going to try to talk to someone because the challenge is just shipping all those books over. I'm going to try to talk to someone to see if they offer a service just to make it easier for us. But yeah, one title, it's banking everything on one book. I wouldn't recommend it. And also, a lot of people here like YA, a lot of people like fantasy. Today, I actually got asked for Solar Punk. And I'm like, no, I don't write Solar Punk.
And if you have audiobooks, that is a big thing here. I've heard a lot. Every time I've been at a table with an author doing an interview, somebody's come up and asked about if they had audiobooks.
Yeah. If you have Spanish or you can have the means to translate the Spanish, that's always going to be a boon, and people will always appreciate that. So those are a couple of tips. If you have more questions, I probably have a lot of more thoughts. And if not, I can talk for like 2 hours.
And JD's not available for translation, by the way. So
no. It's like, yeah, can you translate the book? I'm like, no. I'm finishing up too many projects.
We agree, Vanessa. I think that is a good rule. Though there are singular authors here. They're Puerto Rican. Yeah, they're Puerto Rican. I was just going to say that.
So
yeah.
the gamble is different. You know, if you're flying here, it's different costs, etc. You got to make it worth your time. Dave has a bunch of titles.
Yes,
but
he sold out a couple. You told me.
Yeah, the thing is that he's an artist and a writer, so he has that graphic novel aspect to it, and he does really well here. I've been seeing him for at least 5 years, maybe 6.
And I will tell you, too, something that is very probably good for you if you have swag. If you don't have swag, people will gravitate to your table right away, and you'll get those sales pretty easily.
Yeah, I don't, because I have so many books that I don't have space for swag. But people, they also have that, and they do really well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Vanessa says if you're traveling, you need a lot more books, I think. And if you're doing a local gig or two works pretty fine.
Yeah, you just got to make it work. Everything's a gamble. Even for me, I've been coming to this event since 2014. It's always a gamble. Fortunately, people keep supporting me, and you gotta engage. You can't come here and be quiet in your corner. You're gonna have a bust. If you're gonna engage, you're gonna have a good show.
Well, speaking of engaged, let's get our normal engaged content going here with our friend CL Cannon, who does have an indie connection for you all this week. And then once we see the indie connection, I will attempt one more time to go through the exhibit hall for you all. If I lose you, I lose you, but at least you got a little bit of JD, you got a little bit of me, you got a bit of Puerto Rico, and you have the indie connection. Hopefully it's me.
Hey guys, CL Cannon here from Fiction Atlas Press, bringing you another Indie Connection. Today I'd like to tell you about some indie books that you might enjoy if you're a fan of The Giver by Lois Lowry. The first book I have for you is called Dream Shatter by Anne Hunter. In Logan Kent's world, disease, hunger, and war have all been resolved by the dreams of its citizens thanks to nanobots developed and implanted into everyone as newborns. At least, that's how it seems. Now the Circle, a covert government of elite members, wants Logan to join their fold and continue the utopia they've created. He has no reason to distrust his parents, high-ranking members in the Circle, until he meets Freyna, a girl from the Exile faction Anyone, who refuses to give up their free will. Logan begins to question everything he knows and loves. Can the girl be trusted? Especially when she's a medicine thief skulking around Capital City? Or is it really true that peace can only be maintained beneath the Circle's rule? The second book I have for you is called The First by Lisa M. Green. A tale of myth, mystery, and a past long forgotten. An ancient secret could hold the key to their salvation, or their destruction. Rennie and her brother Maury have been raised by their grandmother ever since the violent death of their parents. The Shadows, creatures who lurk beyond the walls of their village, kill anyone who attempts to leave. But the biggest threat lies within their own village. Everyone and everything is dying, slowly and without hope of salvation. The most vital beliefs of her people begin to unravel, the threads hopelessly bound up with the fate of those who left the village long ago. Rennie discovers that those beliefs are based on a deception that will rock the foundation of her entire people. To save them, she must learn to open her heart and sacrifice everything. The third book I have for you is called The Running Game by L.E. Fitzpatrick. Rachel's father called it the running game. Count the exits, calculate the routes, and always be ready to run. She is a reacher, wanted by the government and the criminal underworld for her psionic powers. Charlie and his brother John have a reputation for accomplishing the impossible, but after losing his family, Charlie is a broken mess and John is barely keeping him afloat. In desperation, they take a job from a ruthless crime lord, only to discover the girl they are hunting is a reacher, one of their own kind. With the help of dangerous and dubious allies, can Rachel turn the game around and save herself? And the last book I have for you is called The Echo at the End by Ian Krupnick. Being alone is not a problem for Lem Aron, particularly in a universe that is slowly collapsing beneath humanity's apathy and the cruelty of nature. Lem burns time by chasing and collecting memories across worlds, selling echoes of the past to the elites as entertainment in exchange for survival, and rarely bothers to worry about the source of her next meal, much less the deeper meaning of life. She is called back from her search for echoes by a man that owns more of her than just the ship she travels in. Having heard rumors of memories that would be worth a fortune, he points her, one of the rare few with the power to scavenge echoes, down a mysterious path into pasts hidden from history. Enticed by the prospect of echoes that could even be worth her freedom, not to mention the threat of her well-being should she fail to retrieve them, Lem unwittingly flings herself headlong into a dizzying landscape of mad scientists, plagues, banditry, royal vengeance, secret societies, forbidden knowledge, lost treasure, and found truths. Almost always alone, mostly because artificial intelligence does not count as decent companionship, and very sure it would stay that way forever, Lem has only known a universe that has never given her much cause to dream or plan. But perhaps the first steps toward hope should begin with a little wisdom from Shakespeare, and a lot of accepting just how much you wish to see birds flying across a sunlit sky. Okay, that's all for me this week. I'll see you next week on Any Connection. Bye!
As always, a great indie connection. Thank you to CL Canada for doing that for me. And as you can see, I have moved upstairs. I thought I'd start upstairs since I know the internet works really well up here, because that's where I've been broadcasting from. This has actually been where I've been broadcasting from this evening. So I would show you the whole thing, but there's a gentleman here, and I don't want to get him on camera without his permission. So. But this is the little area for that. So, sorry, I hit a bad button there. But that's been where I've been doing my nightly recaps. And then here's the ballroom. You were asking about where the panels were, Maddie. This is where they all start. So this is the ballroom area, Q&As and panels. That's a big room there. They've had the cosplay contest. They've had all the Q&As in there. It's a giant stage. You can see a picture of the stage on my Instagram. Right now, I took a couple pictures, and then I'll post some more that I did. This is the wonderful carpet. I'm trying to avoid not getting a lot of people on here because it's not fair to other people. But this is where all the signings and autograph sessions have been taking place right there. I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible because I don't have permission by the celebrities to do that. So I wanted to do that, but you can see they have some magnificent artwork as we head down the second floor here on this convention center. This convention center, massive and gorgeous. There's the outside world, Puerto Rico, for everybody if you want to see that. I'll get a little closer there so you guys can see the gorgeous little fountain and everything that's there. But it's pretty amazing. I mean, it's been breathtaking and just absolutely incredible. You can see that there's a crowd gathering to get in still after all this time, 72 hours of conning. Well, actually, more like 20, but still same difference. And we're going to pass by one of the 400 Spider-Mans I've seen this weekend, or Spider-Womans, I should say, for that. But you can see there's people outside waiting right now for the con. There's that out there. And then we have this gorgeous, gorgeous backdrop that I really wanted to get some interviews from, but unfortunately, there's just not a setup that covers this very well like that. Yeah, very pretty venue. But that's what you've been looking at, and so palm trees, of course, and then there's some incredible architecture here. And I'm gonna flip my camera real quick so you can see me and hear and talk to me for a little bit. But yeah, it's been absolutely incredible. This is just once a lifetime experience that I hope to repeat, actually. So, but yeah, it's just a wonderful, wonderful convention. And we'll head down and see if I can go through the exhibit hall real quickly one more time, and then I'll let you all get back to your day. Let me flip the camera again so that we can do that, and we'll go through. As you can see, there's just some amazing cosplay going on here. I'm going to go down the stairs because there's not a lot of people on the stairs. So that way, don't see a ton of people. But, I mean, they've all signed waivers to say that they, are okay with being on camera. So I've been told it's been okay to do filming here. I just like to be a little bit more respectful, So I'm trying to avoid close-ups of people as much as I possibly can, just because I care about that aspect of things. But I already actually got Monster's permission. I went and talked to the people at Monster because they're a major sponsor of this event, and they're very happy to get publicity. You walk in, this is the first thing you see. Their incredible display. And it's going to be very loud, so I apologize. I will try to talk as loud as I can. But there's how you enter the con. That's a Monster event, and you can see that Santa. They have all these high corners. And we'll soak it all in. There's the Monsters. So pretty stuff. And pictures and all the things. Right there. Just that way. Past the ideas about them, and I'm live. So I'm not trying to, guys. This is the owner of. She's starting to go off. Go. bit. Anyway, anyway, I think I'm just gonna properly sign off here right now because it's just been too much. But I'll do an off live record for you all of the venue as I walk in and give you a sense of and you'll see too on all social media channels and everything like that. But thank you so much for everybody who stuck around, and I hope you nothing later for all the day that you're going to experience. That being said, it's been a wonderful, wonderful event. I'm super happy to have been a part of it, and just so honored and privileged for that opportunity. Thank you to the Puerto Rico Comic Con and people of Puerto Rico, and of course to my good friend JD Estrada for mentioning this place and bringing me here. It's been a lifetime dream, and I'm so excited to have experienced it. And as you can tell, I'm trying to just kill some time before my branding loads up, so that we can go off on a proper note as we normally would do. You're welcome, Vanessa. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Hey, come on. Let's see if we can just one more time get this branding up. Come on. You know you want to do it. Come on. Come on. Let's see if I can find a more conducive spot and sign you off. But yeah, you can see the sun is shining. Everything's beautiful and wonderful here. It's just been an amazing, amazing event, and I'm just super happy to have been a part of it. And I might just have to sign off without a little bit of our outro. I apologize for this being so unprofessional at the point to where it doesn't want to do this, but yeah. I am coming through pretty good because I'm in the lobby again. So yeah. But that being said, yeah, it's just really amazing. Let's see. Okay. All right. I'm just going to sign off the way that you know how I sign off, and you know the outro by now. And those of you who are watching for the first time, thank you. Just remember to like, subscribe, and do all that wonderful things. And remember that it's always time to go indie now, even in Puerto Rico. Bye, everybody.